As a Rick and Morty fan, we know that you probably can't wait for the 4th season to start, but unfortunately you might just be waiting forever. It seems like everything to do with the popular franchise has been a hit, so why hasn't it been renewed for a 4th season yet? Let's find out. But first, be sure to point your plumbus at the subscribe button to make sure you get the latest videos from Screen Rant. Let's get started. Justin Roiland. Co-creator Justin Roiland is a talented guy who has a long history of unfinished projects. It's kind of his MO. Start a project, lose interest, and move on to something equally strange. Heck, even Rick and Morty sprung from his show House of Cosby's, which he abandoned to start the real animated adventures of Doc and Marty, which eventually became the show we know and love today. So it's entirely possible that he's ready to move on to his next adventure. Dan Harmon. The bad combination with Justin Roiland's attention span is the well-known creative burnout of co-creator Dan Harmon. He pretty infamously self-destructed near the end of the 3rd season of Community. Dealing with budget constraints, tight deadlines, and feuding with Chevy Chase were all too much to deal with. Harmon has stated that Rick and Morty is very difficult to produce, so he might be getting close to calling it quits by now. Fans. Sorry, but if you're a Rick and Morty fan, you might have yourself to blame for the demise of the show. We all love shouting, "I'm Pickle Rick!" But Roiland and Harmon have both stated that many members of their once-beloved fanbase have become toxic and obnoxious. Harmon has even said that he loathes some of the more disgusting of his fans. Harsh, but not entirely undeserved in some cases. Jessica Gao and Jane Becker. When they're not shrieking about getting their McDonald's Szechuan sauce, there is another thing that bad fans do to earn the ire of the show's creators. Jessica Gao and Jane Becker are the writers of 2 of the 3rd season's most beloved episodes, Rick Mancing the Stone and Pickle Rick. As a thank you for producing quality content, some fans doxed the 2 women and harassed them on social media. Ugh. Animation. In addition to people attacking their writers, the show is just plain difficult to produce. According to Dan Harmon, Season 3 took so long to come out because the animators are so caught up with getting everything perfect. Even when he and Roiland are ready to move forward on an episode, the animators may disagree. It's not unusual for them to stay late and work weekends, which may lead to them burning out. Voice actors. Even voicing the show is incredibly difficult, since Rick and Morty utilizes retroscoping. Basically, voice actors receive a rough outline and need to heavily improvise their lines. This leads to great moments and episodes like Interdimensional Cable, but is understandably a strain on the talent. And as much as the audience loves the rambling of Justin Roiland, it's often difficult to animate. How long can the voice actors possibly outdo themselves? Adult Swim. Adult Swim has a history of being quite creator-friendly, but even the network has its limits. In fact, if they cancel Rick and Morty, it would hardly be the first time they canceled a show much loved by fans. Even when the creators of Metalocalypse and Aqua Teen Hunger Force wanted to keep going, Adult Swim said no. And those shows were fairly cheap and simple to produce, which we already know Rick and Morty is not. Are you keeping your fingers crossed for a 4th season of Rick and Morty? Or do you think it ended at the right time after the 3rd season? Let us know what you think in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe to Screen Rant for more videos. Bye for now.